welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Emily. I'm a mom who loves home decor, thrifting, and a good DIY project. Today we are doing some thrifted high-end dupes. I feel like this is usually one of your guys' favorite videos that I do, and I'm so excited. I think it's been like a month since I've posted. That's never intentional. It just kind of happens and life happens. So I'm glad to be here, guys. Let's just jump right on into things. Before I show you guys what I thrifted and kind of how we're transforming these thrifted items, I got 2 new rugs from Loloi and I want to show them to you guys. Last time I was showing you guys my living room, we had like a whole rug journey, and I ended up using a rug in this living room that we've had for a couple years, a year and a half, 2 years, I don't know. But we had it in a different room. I'm always swapping rugs in the rooms. I feel like all the rugs I own have been in all the rooms. I'm just like a chronic rearranger. But this rug that we currently have, let me show you. This rug I love dearly. This is actually a Loloi rug, but But this is like such a high traffic area. It has stains from my children. Our front door is literally right here. And then the kids, we make them take off their shoes, but you know, the traffic. And then there's a back door. And so we just need a darker rug. And I love this rug. And even when I put it in, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. Well, I have 2 rug options. I actually already think I know which one I'm gonna use. And then I think the other one's gonna go up in a bedroom, and I'm gonna swap that rug out, but I'm just so excited. Both of these rugs are from Loloi, and this is Amber Lewis and Loloi, and these are both on Amazon Prime Day sale happening right now. You guys, this rug specifically is like a steal of a deal. To go check out the link, both of these will be linked down in the description box. This one is a wool rug. It is so thick, beautiful. I cannot wait to use these, but this is the one I'm thinking for the living room right now because it's has a little bit of a darker taupey brown. I think it will go better. So let's get these rolled out. You guys can see them, but they will be linked down below. Here's the rug in my bedroom. I am literally obsessed with this rug. It is the most beautiful neutral, and I love like this sort of like stripy pattern going on here. It honestly, I feel like we had basically a creamy white rug in here, and I know this isn't much darker, but I think the contrast with our white bed is just so much better. I will have both of these linked down in the description box. They are on sale today for the Amazon Prime Day sale, so go check it out. First things first, I found this less than desirable looking basket vase at the thrift store, and I kind of felt the inside and was like, this thing feels like real, like terracotta or something, and this basket has got to go. But the handle was broken, and so we're gonna go on a journey, see what I do with it. But I want to show you guys a little bit of like the high-end dupe inspiration. So these images were kind of the vibe. I never stick like super true, but something along these lines is what we're going for. So first things first, we had to take this basket off of this vase. I definitely didn't do this any pretty way. I just took my strongest scissors and started hacking at it, and it slowly came off. One thing that I didn't do on camera, but my husband actually did, is take off that little ring on the handle. I don't know, I thought that it made it look not like the right style, so he took it off for me. Next, I am using this polyamor clay to make a handle for the other side. Now, I really just rolled it out and tried to get it about the same size as the other one. I'm going to be honest and say I actually had to do this twice. So the one that's actually filmed is not the final one, but I did the exact same thing. But when I took this one off, it ended up just, I don't know, like I needed more clay. So in the end, I kind of made like a slightly chunkier version of this. You'll see it. And it worked out, but they are not the exact same, and that's okay. Once I had it the shape I wanted, I removed it and I baked it as to the instructions on the packaging, and then I hot glued it and super glued it, kind of double glued it on, and it is staying in place. Then I went in with this black paint, and yes, it did hurt my heart to paint over it because I actually really liked the finish, but I didn't know what to do about the broken handle, so there's that. I'm sorry I had to paint it, but I wish I actually didn't. Anyways, okay, we're getting sidetracked, but I went over it with black and this sort of light brown color, and I love just like blending two colors together. And once it was kind of all brushed on, I just do this like stippling with my brush to kind of give it texture. And then I went outside and on top of it did the mud trick. This mud that I used is actually so red. I prefer more of like a soil dirt, but that's okay. Then you let it dry and you go in with a paper towel and you just wipe it really, really good, as much as you want. Now here's the kicker. This finished product right here, I'm obsessed with. I love it so much. I'm so sad that I didn't leave it like this because I think it looks so good just like this. But I went over it with a matte water-based poly. This usually just seals in the dirt, makes it wipeable, and it's like a good finishing step, but I really feel like it just kind of ruined it. I mean, it's still good, but I think it was better with just the dirt without the sealer. Do you remember how this basket vase looked when I got it? And here it is now. Next up, we are doing a sort of art DIY. I thrifted this canvas, and I know I've been doing a lot of thrifted canvases DIYs lately. Sometimes when I find something that I'm really enjoying DIYing and flipping, I just get on a roll. So I'm bringing you another one today, and I saw this art where it was basically like they use, you know, sort of like yarn type texture on a canvas, and I was like, that's such a fun idea. I feel like we can do our own take on that idea. First things is that I'm destroying this canvas. Don't worry, it was fake textured. It was cheap material. I really didn't feel bad destroying it. And I'm putting on this very old, very dirty, please don't judge me, drop cloth. At least I'm reusing something. The first thing, I'm just painting it white. I actually had this terrible dollar store white paint, and I switched that one out for a better white paint and just painted the entire canvas white. And what's kind of cool about using this old drop cloth is like it doesn't paint fully perfectly. I think because the stuff just shows through, which I think kind of like gives this really cool look. Then I found a square book, thank you, library book, and ended up just using a knife to make these holes. I wanted just like holes to pull yarn through, and I was trying to think the best way to do, and I didn't have some sort of like yarn needle. I don't know. I was like, I should get something like that. But, you know, this is what I did because I didn't have that stuff. So I just used a bobby pin. I got some cream colored yarn. I basically put this yarn in and out of these holes. And I didn't do anything like
any crazy design. I kept this really simple. I feel like the one we were kind of using as our inspiration definitely had like a little bit more of a design. I feel like you could do a lot more with this idea, but I kept it really simple.
Do you guys remember how this canvas looked before? And here's how my dupe art turned out. Third DIY, I have always wanted to try this. I know other people have done this, so it's not necessarily a new idea, but I've never tried it and I thought it would be so fun. I found this sort of smaller lampshade and I liked the shape of it. I thought it was a cute little lampshade, but it was in rough shape. And I thought, let's try recovering it in fabric. I have seen tons of high-end lampshades that have fabric on them and like are patterned and printed, and I was like, we can do this, let's do this. Came across this t-shirt and I thought that it had potential. I held it like I was like holding things around the lampshade as I was like going around the thrift store, like, could this pass for like fabric, not just like shirt material? I don't know. I got this t-shirt and we are going to cover the lampshade in this fabric.
First thing I did was sort of just place this t-shirt around the lampshade. I was trying to have as little like seams showing as possible, but I did use one main seam down the side and I was able to hide the rest, which I thought was awesome. So I started with this one main seam, you can see right there. Then I went around the edges and I slowly just hot glued the top and the bottom. One thing that was so awesome about using this t-shirt material is that it was so forgiving because it was stretchy. So I was able to stretch and pull it and I didn't have to have any like puckering or the fabric not sitting well because it had that stretch, which I originally wasn't thinking that like the stretch would go well for me, but it did. So there's a little tip. The stretchy fabric actually works great. So yes, just really simple. I kept going around hot gluing up and down. I did give myself a really nice hot glue gun burn on my finger, which was great. I feel like how many times have I hot glued and yet I've always burned my fingers. Anyways, so just continue hot gluing. I was cutting as I was going. I didn't do anything fancy to the inside. So if anybody has any ideas, like, you don't really stare at the inside of the lamp, but I guess sometimes it is visible. So if anybody has any ideas, but I didn't see any like easy ways to cover up the inside. I did try to trim it up as much as possible. To finish up this seam, I was actually able to lift that really nice seam that came with the shirt and tuck this end piece under it so perfectly. So that was like such a great way to finish it off. And then it just continued hot gluing that down.
Here is how our lampshade looked before. Here's kind of the high-end dupe idea. And here is how it all turned out. Item. This one isn't so much of a high-end dupe as it is just kind of like thrifting something that could feel high-end. I thrifted this candlestick holder. I actually thought this would be so cute around the holidays, especially just like Christmas time. It needed a little bit of cleaning up, so we're gonna clean it up. We'll see how it looks once I clean it up and if anything else needs done.
Off camera, I went and scrubbed it under really hot water to get the melted wax off of it. Then I went in with this rub and buff. I wasn't digging this like really tarnished gold look. It even had a little bit of like green, and I just was like, I think this is gonna look cleaner and better with some rub and buff, and that's what I did.
Here's how my candle holder looks all styled up. So much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's high-end dupes video. These are always so fun, thrifting these things, seeing what we can kind of turn them into. My goal is to always make something that actually like looks awesome. and doesn't really look like I DIY'd it. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you kind of like, that looks like a DIY. Sometimes I feel like they turn out good. Let me know below which one was your favorite. One thing that I always try to do on my channel is just be real, and sometimes DIYs don't always turn out exactly as I want them to, but I always hope, guys, that you can learn from my experience, because I'm one to, like, if I do the whole DIY, I still want to show it to you guys, even if it didn't like turn out perfect, because I feel like you can learn from something I did and hopefully do it even better than me. So that's always kind of my goal. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget, Prime Day sale happening right now. Grab yourself a Loloi rug. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye, friends.